Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. There was so much interest to see who would file for office. The Secretary of State brought out the popcorn.
It was indeed a day of political maneuverings. And as Eric Nelson reports, the last-minute filings will impact both the August primary and on your November ballot.
It was a busy day here in St. Paul. It was the final chance for candidates to file for political office. And Debra Hilstrom and Keith Ellison both jumped into the race for Attorney General. If elected, Ellison promises to fight for all Minnesotans, no matter what their race, religion, or economic background is.
We say the Pledge of Allegiance, and when we say it, we put our hand on our heart, and we say at the end, liberty and justice for all. There's no exceptions. Nobody's cut out of that.
Hilstrom says she will try to combat the opioid crisis.
We have an opioid epidemic that's been going on. I've been carrying legislation surrounding that issue. I will be a champion and a leader. We have consistently seen that attorney generals are the front line of defense against what's been happening in Washington, D.C., and I plan to be a strong voice for Minnesotans.
A scrum of media showed up in the capital city Tuesday to watch Ellison and Hilstrom put pen to paper and declare that they want to be Minnesota's next attorney general.
They have very, very different constituencies here.
This capped off a frantic few days that one pundit called the most chaotic in Minnesota political history since Paul Wellstone's plane crash in 2002.
In the last 72 hours or so, the Democratic Party is really going through an enormous amount of upheavals at this point.
Political trade winds are clearly blowing in St. Paul. Ellison's decision to give up his congressional seat after 6 terms will have major repercussions.
There's no question there's a domino effect, because now there has to be who's going to run for his seat, and there are some likely possibilities. Some of them might include legislators who are within the Minnesota legislature. If they decide to run, then there's a domino in terms of filling their positions.
In St. Paul, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
And as we went to air, 3 Republicans and 7 Democrats filed to run for Ellison's congressional seat. The Democrats include former State House Speaker Margaret Anderson Kelleher and State Representative Ilhan Omar. She's the nation's first Somali American elected to public office.
And now that she's filed for Attorney General, someone new will take over Debra Hilstrom's state representative seat, and at least 3 candidates are in the running. Samantha Vang has filed as a DFL candidate for District 40B, which includes all of Brooklyn Center and the southeast corner of Brooklyn Park. Another DFL candidate, Cindy Yang, was the campaign manager for Brooklyn Park Councilmember Susan Pah. And on the Republican side, Robert Marvin is running for the seat. He previously ran for Senate against Chris Eaton in 2016.